suite, so I suppose you have to read the part that you put in brackets.
Which part?
So there will be one guy using.
And is he here?
Distinguished chief guests, esteemed dignitaries, respected delegates, and dear participants, a very good afternoon to everyone. It is with immense honor and joy that today I, Márton Palatkas, along with my co-host Zeynep Asif Hussain, would like to welcome you to the valedictory session of the International Conference on Business and Economics. Over the past 3 days, this conference has been a celebration of ideas, innovation, and international collaboration. Today, as we bring it to the graceful close, we begin by extending a floral gesture of appreciation to our distinguished dignitaries, symbolizing respect, gratitude, and goodwill.
It is a profound gesture of respect to honor those who have taken the time to enrich this conference with their presence. We shall now have the presentation of planters to our respected dignitaries as a token of our gratitude and appreciation. These living gifts symbolize growth, life, and the nurture of new ideas. We shall now call upon our diligent volunteers to present this token of honor to our distinguished dignitaries one by one. I would now like to request Ms. Sunizia Siddiqui to kindly come onto the stage and present a planter to a distinguished academic leader and a visionary administrator, Professor Raj Kumar Mittal, Vice Chancellor Baba Saheb Bhimrao Ambedkar University, Lucknow. Thank you, Sunizia. It is now my pleasure to request Ms. Manvi Mittal to come forward and present a planter to the guiding star of strategy, Professor Furqan Qamar, Chief Advisor to the Chancellor, Integral University. Thank you, Manvi. We now call upon Miss Atiya Rabbi to come onto the stage and present a planter to a thought leader whose research shapes the future, Professor Praveen Sinha, Professor of Accounting, California State University, Long Beach, USA. Thank you, Atiya. I would now like to request Miss Avantika to come onto the stage and present a planter to the driving force behind academic innovation, Professor Masood Hussain Siddiqui, University of Lucknow, India. Thank you, Avantika. Now we call upon Miss Neha to grace the stage and present a planter to a scholar of immense experience, Professor Amit Kumar Singh, Head and Dean, School of Management and Commerce, Baba Saheb Bhimrao Ambedkar Central University, Lucknow. Thank you. I would now request Miss Alfia to come onto the stage and present a planter to a leader whose vision crosses academic boundaries, Professor Sangeeta Sahu, Head and Dean, Faculty of Management Studies, University of Lucknow. Our deepest gratitude to our students and our respected dignitaries for accepting this symbol of our esteem. Now, as we move forward with the inaugural session, it is our honor to invite our respected speakers and distinguished guests who have shaped the academic and professional landscape with their contributions.
To formally commence the valedictory session, we invite Dr. Rajiv Ranjan, Dean and Head of Integral Business School, to deliver the welcoming address.
So thanks a lot, Martin, for the opportunity. And I would like to begin with This whole thing, we are beginning the valedictory session, but we are ending the conference. And here I would like to quote that यात्रा तो कभी अंतिम नहीं होती है, शुरुआत तो अंत की गोद में सोती है. That is very important to remember, that in a research journey, every end, every summary is a beginning of a new research. So, or a collaboration or something new to come up. And it is not only an end or a plant dying, but a seed coming in. So we should remember that always. So with this, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome our dignitaries on the behalf of our Honorable Chancellor, Professor Syed Wasim Akhtar, and our Honorable Additional Pro-Chancellor, Mr. Syed Adnan Akhtar. Dignitaries on the dais, Professor Rajkumar Mittal, Vice Chancellor, BBAU, Lucknow, Professor Furqan Kamar, Chief Advisor to the Honorable Chancellor, Integral University, Professor Praveen Sinha, Professor of Accounting, California State University, Long Beach, Professor Masood Siddiqui, Professor and Head, Department of Statistics, University of Lucknow, Professor Sangeeta Sahu, Dean and Head, Faculty of Management Studies, University of Lucknow, and Professor Amit Kumar Singh, Dean and Head, School of Management and Commerce, BBAU, Lucknow. Dear distinguished guests, I am really humbled to have you all here with this galaxy of experts available here. It will be a delight to welcome, and let us have a grand welcome for all the dignitaries, and we look forward to having a very enlightening session of valedictory. Thank you very much.
We are now honored to welcome Professor Masood Hussain Siddiqui from the University of Lucknow, India, to share his insights and reflections. Professor Siddiqui is known for his deep scholarship in statistics, analytics, and data science. He has served in leadership roles at the University of Lucknow, contributed to policy and research, and is active in national level academic forums. His students and colleagues recognize him for mentoring rigor and promoting research culture. We welcome you, sir.
All the esteemed dignitaries on the dais, as well as all the off the dais, all the paper presenters, research scholars, students, and my dear friends. So good afternoon. First, I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to Integral Business School for inviting me to the valedictory session of the conference, International Conference on Business and Economics, with a very apt theme in the current scenario, that is transforming global challenges into opportunities. As we know that whenever there is some changes, and if those changes are the disruptive in nature, normally in management we always say that all the major changes are disruptive in nature. So whenever the changes are there, then there is lot of opportunities as well as lots of challenges will always be there. Things because whenever the status quo has been changed, so because of the concept of dynamism, there must be some changes. And as myself, a student of statistics and analytics, we witnessed a major change because of advent of artificial intelligence that has changed and changing the entire scenario. So it has created a new plethora of the opportunities in the various fields. Some important changes that we should notice is there is a big displacement in the job sector and new opportunities are being created because of rescaling is a requirement of the rescaling. So it is a message for all of us, starting from students as well as we professors also, that we have to adopt to these changes so that we may do something better in the current scenario. And as it has been mentioned by a number of researchers, a number of speakers, that the education has been democratized with the advent of so many opportunities to learn at any level. So it has resulted in a new domain as far as research is concerned. Some new topics has been has come up, and they have been adopted by the researchers also. And the nature of the researches has also been changed to the application side, because a lot of applications are required. So it is a message for all of us that we should reskill ourselves, and we should also reskill the audience also, whether that is the student or any other domain specialists are there, so that they may be able to adapt to the current situation. So hopefully this conference would be good in that manner, and the paper the various sessions and the paper presented must have been covered to this topic, or to this challenges as well opportunities in a big manner. So all the very best to all of you, and it is our responsibility that we should adopt to these changes, so that we may put ourselves in a better situation. And as far as we academicians are concerned, obviously we have to reskill our students, reskill the audience, so that they may be able to cope up the challenges, both in the academic nature as well as in the nature wise, other natures also, so that they may be able to adopt to the new situations, and they may be able to create the opportunities in a better manner. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. We now invite Professor Sangeeta Sahu, Head and Dean of Faculty of Management Studies, University of Lucknow, to address the gathering. A distinguished academician with extensive experience in human resource management and organizational behavior. She has been a guiding force in promoting research, leadership, and academic excellence. Her commitment to nurturing talent and advancing management education has made her a highly respected figure in academia.
Thank you. Very good afternoon to all of you, and thank you so much for so nice, humble words. My very esteemed people, esteemed dignitaries, I would say, sitting on the dais, and all the research scholars, teachers, and other officials of the Integral University sitting off the dais. I congratulate you actually on setting such a relevant theme for discussion in this conference, that is about challenges, opportunities, and what we are looking at is AI, artificial intelligence, digitalization, and sustainability. Actually, it is the whole package of issues that is going on throughout the global era. So I would like to congratulate the complete team of Integral University to coming into such a thought-provoking topic. Because see, now there is no going back, right? When we talk of AI, however we may cry that AI is killing jobs, it is doing blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, we have to face AI, because it tells us that human civilization is evolving, isn't it? You all will agree, because we all go, if you go back to business ka B, we see barter system, right? From that all the way, we are now in a digital economy, where if I want to pay, I just have to show UPI. Maybe someday we will not need that also. So talking about it is very important, because the moment we talk about change, as my previous speaker, Professor Masood sir, just mentioned, and whenever we are going about change is always painful. It's never easy, and it can be made easy by acknowledging change, and we can do this only by generating awareness, which the Integral University is actually doing. So I congratulate you all on this. So when we are talking about artificial intelligence, digitalization, the challenges and the opportunities, to me it strikes this way that we are evolving, right? From barter we came to coin, then to currency, and then to digital world. And if you look back at industrial revolution and how industry is moving, we are now right now in a transition phase from industry 4.0 to industry 5.0. You all will agree, and I am very sure on these issues many people must have deliberated and presented papers on this issue. So when we are moving from 4.0 to 5.0, we are actually moving from digitalization to more use of AI. It's only the perspective that sir is joining us all the way from California, US. So their level of use of AI will be much different than our level of use of AI. So AI usage is actually creating a economic divide, you can say. And when we are moving towards developed economy, we are not left with a choice other than accepting AI, skilling our people, developing people's consciousness and awareness that we have to accept it. We cannot no more discuss and try to look it as a challenge, but we have to move forward searching for opportunities, right? And when we see that way, it's not when we are talking about industry 5.0, it talks about building a human centric relation between AI and us human beings. That means machine will also be working with us. So how I interact with a machine and how get the job done, right? And more challenges coming in front of us is quantum AI. I think recently you must have come across that three scientists from US, actually, they got a Nobel Prize on quantum technology. And what they are actually working on building AI, which is, quantum technology is going to take AI in much higher speed and much higher volume. So therefore, for us and for higher educational system, because we all sitting on the dais are fortunately or unfortunately are from the education system. We have vice chancellors with so much of rich experience, so many institutions they have been vice chancellor of and being leader with us. Rest, we all are also professors and into academics. It is no doubt, I personally feel that it is our duty to actually encourage the input in education system related to acceptance of AI, skilling the students and the stakeholders in use of artificial intelligence, because what stands in front of us is quantum AI, which is again going to be very fast. And I am sure, and you will agree, we don't have any choice. If we want to survive and sustain and evolve and move forward to give tucker to developing countries, then definitely we have a long way to go. But since that much only I'll speak right now. And my very, very best wishes to all of you. Thank you.
We extend a warm welcome to Professor Amit Kumar Singh, Head and Dean, School of Management and Commerce, Baba Saheb Bhimrao Ambedkar Central University, Lucknow, to kindly address this session. With a distinguished academic background from Banaras Hindu University, Purvanchal University, and IIM Ahmedabad, he has published over 100 research papers and served over the advisory boards of 12 international journals. We are very glad to have you, sir, today.
Thank you. Honorable Professor Rajkumar Mittal, sir, Vice Chancellor Baba Saheb Bhimrao Ambedkar University, Honorable Professor Furkan Kamar, sir, and Madam Sangeeta Sahu, other dignitaries on the dais, Sahid Majhar, sir, Rajiv Ranjan ji. सबसे पहले तो मैं इंटीग्रल यूनिवर्सिटी एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन और मैनेजमेंट को धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूं कि आपने हमको जो है कुछ शेयर करने का मौका दिया और उस विषय पर शेयर करने का मौका दिया कि जो बहुत सी चीज़ों को अपने आप में समाहित किया हुआ है। जैसे जब मैंने इसके 4 ट्रैक्स देखे और 4 ट्रैक्स देखने पर जस्ट वी हैड गन कि आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस एंड दिस डिजिटल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन, सस्टेनेबिलिटी, स्मार्ट सिटी, देन फाइनेंशियल टेक्नोलॉजी, इथिक्स एंड गवर्नेंस। ये अपने आप में कॉम्प्रहेंसिव पैकेज फॉर द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ सोसाइटी दिखता है। तो अगर मैं अपने जैसे इसको मैं देखा तो मुझको अपने साथ एक इंस्टेंस याद आया कि आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस को लेकर के हुआ क्या कि मेरे एक चाचा जी हैं, स्कूल मास्टर, रिटायर्ड। उनकी तबीयत थोड़ा खराब रहती है, बीमार रहते हैं। मैंने एक दिन सुबह फ़ोन किया कि चाचा क्या कर रहे हैं, तो चाचा बड़े दबे मन से उन्होंने बोला कि अरे चाय का इंतजार कर रहा हूँ, चाची तुम्हारी पूजा करने गई हैं। तो मैंने कहा अच्छा घबराइए मत, चाइना का मैंने कुछ न्यूज पढ़ा था कि अब AI आया है और वो जैसा काम वाली चाहेंगे वैसा काम वाली जो है वो मिल जाएगी और आपकी इच्छा के हिसाब से काम करेगा और एकदम चाची जैसी ही जो है AI बनवा सकते हैं। तो चाचा जो एकदम बीमार थे थोड़ा एक्साइटेड हुए, उन्होंने कहा "हैं, जब अपने मर्जी से बनवा सकते हैं तो चाची जैसा ही क्यों बनवाएंगे"। और मैंने कहा अच्छा जिसका बनवाएंगे लेकिन वो चाय तो आपको चाची वाली चाहिए। तो उन्होंने कहा हाँ नहीं, चाय तो जो है तुम्हारी चाची वाली ही चाहिए, लेकिन जो बनाने वाली है वो चाची जैसा नहीं चाहिए। तो अब देख क्या रहे हैं कि अब जब AI आया, डिजिटल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन आया है, तो व्हाट वी आर ऑब्जर्विंग। मैंने हार्वर्ड बिजनेस रिव्यू में एक लेख पढ़ा कि उसमें रीथिंकिंग ऑफ द बिजनेस मॉडल्स, रीथिंकिंग ऑफ बिजनेस मॉडल बेस्ड ऑन द कस्टमर डिजायर। तो AI वाला उस हिसाब से चलेगा। और उसमें भी अगर हम और आगे पढ़ते हैं तो जनरली वी ऑलवेज थॉट एंड वी आर लकी दैट कि वी गॉट ए वेरी विजनरी लीडरशिप, प्रधानमंत्री लाइक मोदी जी एंड चीफ मिनिस्टर योगी जी, हु इज ऑलवेज थिंकिंग अबाउट द कंट्री एंड टू बिकम द ग्लोबल लीडर। और ग्लोबल लीडर बनने के लिए हम नकल करके नहीं बन सकते हैं। और AI की अगर हम दूसरी चीजें बताएं तो हमारे ऑनरेबल वाइस चांसलर सर बैठे हैं and he is working very hard for the development of the campus। और अमेठी कैंपस बराबर जाते हैं। तो एक दिन मैंने डाला कि who is the team in अमेठी, मतलब विजिटिंग द अमेठी कैंपस। AI ने तुरंत बताया, लेकिन AI ने जितना बताया वो सब गलत बताया। गलत क्यों बताया? कि सर ने टीम मॉडिफाई की, लेकिन पुरानी टीम जो फेसबुक पर पड़ी हुई थी कि ये लोग जो है विजिट किए वहां, उनका नाम उठा करके तुरंत बता दिया। मैं तो जानता था, इसलिए मुझको लगा कि ये चीजें हैं। यानी जो क्लाउड में चीजें अवेलेबल हैं, ज्यादातर रिस्पांस वही आ रहे हैं। और अगर इस चीज में हम देखें, हमको लीडर बनना है, तो अगर हम अपने गांवों की चीजें देखें, हम NIP की बात करते हैं, सारी चीजें बात करते हैं लोकल टू ग्लोबल, लेकिन हमारे टेक्स्ट जो हैं वो संस्कृत में है, अगर हमारे टेक्स्ट अवधी में है, हमारे टेक्स्ट मणिपुरी में है, मिजो लैंग्वेज में है, और जब तक हम उनको क्लाउड में नहीं ले आ रहे हैं तब तक वो चीजें AI के कैचअप में नहीं आएंगी। और अगर कैचअप में नहीं आएंगी तो लिटरेचर या मूवमेंट जिधर चले जाएगा हम उसमें पीछे रह जाएंगे। तो सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज जो है, जब आप लोगों ने इस चीज को डिजिटल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन और आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस को दिया, तो मुझको उसमें ये चीज और पेपर वगैरह भी मैंने आइडेंटिफाई किए। तो जिधर और ज्यादा मूवमेंट की जरूरत है, स्पेशली जो आपके यहाँ, अगर आपका ही देखें तो आपके यहाँ इंजीनियरिंग और ये सब चीजें हैं, उनके रोल बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाते हैं कि उन लैंग्वेजेस की चीजों को वो कंप्यूटर लैंग्वेज में ट्रांसफर कैसे करते हैं और क्लाउड में ले कैसे आते हैं। तो पहला एक जो मैं अपना एक्सपीरियंस AI के रिलेटेड बनाना चाहता हूँ, तो उस पर ध्यान देने की बहुत जरूरत है। टाइम कम है तो थोड़ा थोड़ा ही चीज बोलेंगे। दूसरी चीज सस्टेनेबिलिटी, इन्वायरमेंट एंड स्मार्ट सिटी। ये भी एक बहुत ज्यादा बर्निंग इश्यूज है और हर जगह इस पर चर्चा रहती है। ज्यादातर अगर सेमिनार वगैरह देखेंगे तो सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल्स और इस सब चीजों पर जो है। और विदाउट सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल और सिटी के डेवलपमेंट को एक साथ, मींस स्मार्ट सिटी सॉल्यूशंस एंड सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल्स को टुगेदर अगर ले करके नहीं चलेंगे तो वो ऑब्जेक्टिव हमारा अचीव नहीं होगा। इसमें भी मैं अपने ऑनरेबल वाइस चांसलर सर की कुछ बातें जानना चाहता हूं कि सर आते ही सर ने एक 17 लोगों की कमेटी कंस्टिट्यूट की हर डेवलपमेंट गोल को ले करके, और यूनिवर्सिटी के जो डेवलपमेंट हमारे यहाँ होने हैं वो कमेटी का हर मेंबर एक एक गोल के लिए वो उसको लुक मतलब देख रहा है। और इतना ही नहीं कि सर ने इवन पीएचडी स्कॉलर के लिए थीसिस में एक पौधा लगा करके और उसकी देखभाल करते हुए थीसिस में वो लगेगा। तो जनरली हम बात तो करते हैं बहुत सी चीजें कि हम सस्टेनेबिलिटी को लाएं कैसे, हम सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल को डेवलप दिस स्मार्ट सोल्यूशन के साथ जोड़े कैसे। तो दीज आर द सम ऑफ एक्टिविटीज, बिकॉज ऑफ दैट आई वांट टू शेयर कि विदाउट एडॉप्टिंग दोज थिंग्स वी कांट डू दिस। दूसरी चीज हम यहाँ और भी कहना चाहते हैं कि ये सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल और ये सब सारी चीजें जो है अगर आप देखेंगे तो यूएन वगैरह जो है वो 1887 की रिपोर्ट जो है आपके, जब आवर कॉमन फ्यूचर और इसके बाद जो वर्ल्ड कमीशन ऑन डेवलपमेंट एंड एनवायरनमेंट, इसके बाद से बहुत ज्यादा जो है कॉन्शियस हुए हैं। लेकिन जब इनकी रिपोर्ट आवर कॉमन फ्यूचर पर लेकर के सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल्स निकल रहे हैं तो उसकी अगर एक अपनी लैंग्वेज या हिंदी में ही हम देखें, उर्दू में ही देखें तो वसुधैव कुटुंबकम जैसी ही चीजें हैं। तो ये तो हमारे यहाँ न जाने कितनी पीढ़ियों से चली आ रही है, जिसको हमने छोड़ा है उनका अडॉप्ट करा। यहाँ मैं और भी करना चाहता हूँ थोड़ा सा इस पर, जैसे कि जब मैंने इनके गोल को देखा एंड बैक ट्रैक हिस्ट्री में जाना था, तो अगर हमारे ऋग्वेद में देखेंगे तो ऋग्वेद इज डिवाइडेड इनटू सेपरेट मंडल्स, 10 मंडल्स उसमें बहुत कॉमन है। और हर मंडल पर आप देखेंगे कि उसमें इन्वायरमेंट की, उसमें जो डेवलपमेंट की, अरे हमारी सोसाइटी में तो पेड़ पौधा काटने को अपराध मानते थे, तो अब ये कोई नई चीज थोड़ा ना है। और ऋग्वेद का 10वां मंडल अगर आप देखेंगे तो 10वां मंडल रिकंस्ट्रक्शन, जियोग्राफिकेशन पर बहुत ज्यादा कंसंट्रेट है। तो उन सारी चीजों को जो है हमको देखने और लाने की जरूरत है। तो ये सारी चीजें जो है आपके सेमिनार की थीम कितनी रिलीवेंट है इसलिए मैं बताना चाहता हूं। दूसरा इशू जैसे आपने कवर किया, इथिकल गवर्नेंस। गवर्नेंस टर्मिनोलॉजी तो बहुत बड़े, और मैं यहां अपना एक छोटा सा एक्सपीरियंस शेयर करता हूं कि मैं यहां बीबीए में ज्वाइन करने से पहले मैं मिजोरम यूनिवर्सिटी में था। मैं एज असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर ज्वाइन किया और मिजोरम यूनिवर्सिटी में मुझे याद है फुरकान कमर साहब एक बार लेक्चर लेने गए थे, तो सारे उस समय मैं बता नहीं पाया था क्योंकि सर उसमें मतलब अभी भी बड़े आदमी थे, अभी बड़े आदमी थे, तो हम लोग का प्रोबेबिलिटी नहीं थी। लेकिन आज तो बता सकता हूँ सारे फैकल्टी सर के लेक्चर से इतने प्रभावित थे और खुश थे कि वो लोग कह रहे थे कि लेक्चर होना चाहिए तो ऐसा होना चाहिए। मैं उस समय असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर था। सारे लोग अक्सर जानते भी होंगे कि हमारे यहाँ जो प्रोफेसर ज्वाइन के छोड़ करके जामिया मिलिया इस्लामिया चले गए, प्रोफेसर निमित चौधरी IITTM में गए थे, वहां से वहां टूरिज्म के हेड वगैरह। और प्रोफेसर AN राय सर वाइस चांसलर थे, उन्होंने मुझको बुलाया और उन्होंने कहा तुम भी जाओगे कि रहोगे। अब वाइस चांसलर बुलाए थे तो मैंने कहा कि सर जब तक आप रहेंगे तब तक तो मैं जरूर रहूंगा। तो उन्होंने कहा ठीक है, कल से हेड का चार्ज तुमको दे रहा हूं और यहाँ मैनेजमेंट का कोई बताने वाला नहीं है, तो तुमको जो भी प्रॉब्लम आए वो डायरेक्ट आकर के जो है मुझसे समझा करो और ये करो। अब मैं सोचा कि ठीक है वाइस चांसलर से डायरेक्ट मिलता हूँ। जो चीजें हम, और यहाँ तो पैसा मांगने में प्रॉब्लम होती है, सर अच्छे से जानते होंगे उस समय मैनेजमेंट डिपार्टमेंट खुला और 2 करोड़ की सीड मनी के साथ ये दे दिया गया जबरदस्ती कि इसको यूटिलाइज करना है। तो जो भी प्रपोजल वगैरह बना करके मैं वीसी सर को ले जाता था पास में। एक दिन वीसी सर ने कहा कि तुम डायरेक्ट क्यों ले आते हो, ये डीन कहाँ है बीच में, इनको क्यों छोड़ दिए। तो मैंने कहा सर जब मैं आता हूँ लेट होता है सर, थोड़ा पहले इधर उधर बिजी रहते हैं, तो उन्होंने कहा कि डोंट ब्रेक द चैनल, क्योंकि एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, हम गवर्नेंस पर बात कर रहे हैं इसीलिए हम बता रहे हैं। और सर ने मुझको जो ये चीजें कहा, मैं एकदम यंग एज में था, कि सर ने कहा कि ये बड़ी बात नहीं है कि हाँ तुम डायरेक्ट मुझसे बात कर सकते हो, लेकिन इफ यू विल pass the channel, there will be a lot of difficulty in organizing the activities and in coordinating the activities. डीन को पता ही नहीं होगा कि तुम यहाँ हो, कोई कार्यक्रम करेंगे, कोई दूसरी चीज करेंगे, तो दूसरे को कहाँ से करेंगे, मान लो क्लास मिस होता है तो कहाँ करेंगे। और उसके बाद से मैंने हमेशा कोशिश करता हूँ, मतलब जितना बन पड़ता है, कि कभी भी कोई भी चैनल को पास न करे। तो गुड गवर्नेंस का हम एक एग्जाम्पल दे रहे हैं, ऐसे देयर आर ए लार्ज नंबर ऑफ थिंग्स। और उसमें अगर देखेंगे कि व्हेन एआई इज कमिंग, तो एआई के साथ ढेर सारी चीजें, जैसे मैंने आंसर को बताया कि बायसनेस भी आते हैं, और वो बायसनेस ज्यादातर एल्गोरिथम बायसनेस आएंगे, क्योंकि वो पास्ट हिस्ट्री और ट्रैक पर जाएंगी वो चीजें। तो एल्गोरिथम बायसनेस वगैरह को कैसे कम किया जाए, इस पर बहुत ज्यादा नए पेपर और इन सब चीजों की जरूरत है। थोड़ा सा और मैं बताना चाहूंगा कि जैसे सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट और केवल पेपर पढ़ने उड़ने से नहीं होगा। शहरों में भी देखिए कि एलडीए मकान बना रहा है, या ट्रांसपोर्ट नगर स्टेशन में देखता हूं कि वहां बन रहा है, 2-3 लेबर लगे हुए हैं। तो जब हम एमबीए के बच्चों को अपने प्रोजेक्ट देते हैं, अपने रिसर्च वगैरह दे रहे हैं, तो वो जैसे आपने स्मार्ट सिटी रखा है, मैं इसलिए बता रहा हूं कि स्मार्ट सिटी के जो इवेंट्स हैं उससे रिलेटेड उनको प्रोजेक्ट दीजिए, ग्रुप में प्रोजेक्ट दीजिए, 4-5 लोग। अगर वहां जाएगा और देखा, केवल ऑब्जर्वेशन से ही अगर वो देखेगा, तो सभी लोग जानते हैं कि एल्टन मायो के एक्सपेरिमेंट ओनली जस्ट बाय कंसर्न इंप्रूवमेंट और एफिशिएंसी इंप्रूव करती है। तो वो चीजें आपको देखने के मिलेंगी कि क्वालिटी विल ऑटोमेटिकली इंप्रूव, और ये बहुत बड़ा कंट्रीब्यूशन होगा इवन देश एंड सोसाइटी के लिए, इफ वी आर एलोकेटिंग द प्रोजेक्ट्स टू आवर एमबीए मतलब स्टूडेंट्स रिलेवेंट टू द सोसाइटी। नहीं तो क्या होगा, बच्चा दुकान से 1200 में ले आएगा और वाइवा हम लोग पूछते हैं तो उसको कुछ पता भी नहीं होता है। लास्ट टाइम कमी है, तो लास्ट चीज मैं बताना चाहता हूं कि जो फाइनेंशियल लिटरेसी और इन सब चीजों पर, तो इस पे जो है बहुत ज्यादा सतर्क रहने की जरूरत है। तमाम आज ही मैं आ रहा था तो मेरे पास एक मेल आया कि वीसी साहब जो है वो फाइनेंशियल क्राइसिस में है और 35,000 रुपया उधार मांग रहे हैं। तो मैंने सर को दिखाया अभी, तो इस टाइप की चीटिंग ना हो, इसके लिए बहुत से मेजर की जरूरत है एंड फाइनेंशियल एनालिसिस पर। और मैं बताना चाहता हूं कि आई एम फील प्राउड दैट आई गॉट सच विजनरी लीडर, कि हमारे ही डिपार्टमेंट में फिनटेक लैब स्थापित करने के लिए सर जो है पूरी कोशिश से लगे हुए हैं, और अगर बन जाएगी तो आप लोग भी यूज कर सकते हैं। तो अब मैं ज्यादा समय नहीं लूंगा, बट एक रिक्वेस्ट जरूर करूंगा कि एमबीए स्टूडेंट से, कि आप लोग ऐसे कॉमन प्रोजेक्ट जो डेवलपमेंट व्हिच आर रिलेटेड टू द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ सोसाइटी, वहां जाइए। एक मैनेजर से 4 बार ही पूछेंगे कि ये लेबर क्यों लगा हुआ है, तो अगले दिन आपको देखने को मिलेगा कि 6 लेबर वहां लग जाएंगे। तो विद दिस थैंक्स अ लॉट, एंड इंटीग्रल यूनिवर्सिटी को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद कि हमें कुछ कहने का मौका दिया। थैंक यू सो मच।
Thank you very much, sir. We are deeply privileged to have with us Professor Furkan Kamar, Chief Advisor to the Chancellor of Integral University. He previously held the position of Secretary General at the Association of Indian Universities and has been the Vice Chancellor of both the University of Rajasthan and the Central University of Himachal Pradesh. Professor Kamar has authored numerous research papers and has been a member of various national and international committees, contributing significantly to the field of higher education. We now invite him to share his invaluable thoughts with us.
I have already addressed the gathering yesterday in the inaugural session, and speaking twice in the same gathering is a real challenge. and my challenge has been increased by Dr. Amit by mentioning before you about the speech that I don't remember about the lecture. But yes, I've been to Mizoram University, but thank you very much. I stand here to, first of all, welcome and thank Professor R.K. Mittal, the distinguished Vice Chancellor of Baba Saheb Bhimrao Ambedkar, which is a central university in Lucknow. I came to Lucknow first, and then after a month or so, Professor Mittal joined as Vice Chancellor. And since then, we have been trying to meet, but sometime he is busy, sometime I am occupied elsewhere. But I am indeed very grateful that he accepted our invitation and could spare his valuable time to be with us. I also take this opportunity to welcome, what do I say, my batchmate, my peer, Professor Praveen Sinha. And Praveen Sinha, I have many relationships with him. We both studied from the same university, that is Lucknow University. He was in psychology department doing something in psychometric. I was in the faculty of commerce. At that time, the department of management was used to be a very small department. But his father was my research supervisor, Professor I.B. Sinha, the renowned person. And today, when I saw him, maybe after a gap of about 10, 15 years, so I said that every time I look at him, I am reminded of Professor I.B. Sinha. He looks exactly like his father some 20 years ago or 25 years ago. He is now Professor of Accounting at California State University. I got a surprised message from him that he is visiting Delhi and would like to meet. I said, I have shifted base to Lucknow presently. He said that is all the more better because he is coming to Lucknow for his school union. And the date was tomorrow. I said, come a day before and grace the valedictory function, which he very kindly agreed. I know that he must be jet lagged, and particularly when you lose time, you feel the jet lag all the more. So, but this, and he had a very hectic day yesterday, but I am delighted on behalf of all of you that he could make it. And one thing that I had said yesterday, that he is the embodiment of what NEP is trying to do now. That why stop a person doing BSc in physics from studying philosophy? Why not bring in multidisciplinarity in your approach? Why not bring people from various disciplines together to learn from one another? So he is an example. The US universities have been doing this. In India, you could not have imagined that having done your master's in psychology or psychometry, you would become professor of accounting. In America, it was possible. And now, hopefully, if the NEP 2020 works, we shall have this kind of situation in India. In the inaugural, we had a panel comprising of people belonging to many different disciplines: bioscientists, mathematicians, management professors. Today, there is less interdisciplinary that way diversity, but still within the possibility, we have Masood Saab, who is professor of statistics and management go very close to one another. Every time you sit, or those of you who have faced interviews for your research, most of the time the questions are less on management and more on research methods and tools and techniques and sampling and so on. So I am really grateful, Masood Saab, for you. Somehow, statistics department of Lucknow University and Integral University share a great bond. His predecessor, Professor Aqil Ahmed Saab, was here as advisor to Chancellor and then as pro Vice Chancellor and then also officiated as Vice Chancellor. And it is the same kind of support that Professor Masood Saab is extending. Amit has already introduced himself. He has spoken. I think he connected the chord with you with the example of why to replicate the chachi and why not have a better chachi. And I think you all could enjoy. Yes, Amit, thank you very much for being here. It is very rare that Vice Chancellor and the professor of the same university share the dais. I am thankful to you and thankful to Professor Mittal for organizing this. Thank you, Professor Sangeeta Sahu. She has already spoken. This is, I think, for the first time that I am meeting you. I have not been to Lumba for some time, but now it is Faculty of Management Studies, and you are doing very well, I know. My days, Professor L.D. Joshi used to be there, and he taught at Kathmandu University, was here. But during those days, you see the opportunity. During those days, if you wanted to be a professor, you had to wait till either the professor retires or is called by Almighty God. In most departments, there was only one post of professors. In Faculty of Department of Management Studies during those days, there was no post of professors. So one reader and one assistant professor and one lecturer. These were the position. And Professor Joshi was a doyen in his own sphere, but he could not become professor. Today, you all have, and those of you who are doing PhD, 17 years of service and you are a professor. So my job is done by welcoming to all the dignitaries sitting on the dais. Also, all the participants of this international conference, the SZE of Hungary, which partnered in this program, and Martin of SZE Hungary, who is doing a semester here for comparing this program, and also, of course, the Dean, Faculty of Management or Integral Business School, who, along with his team, Shahid Parvez and Asma, they took the responsibility of putting people together. Since you started with good intention, I think people like Professor Mittal, Professor Praveen Sinha could also join us here. You have already deliberated on the topic, the technology, the disruption, its impact on business, and I think you are far more knowledgeable today than I am. Reason that for the past 2 days, over 4 tracks, you have been listening to various papers. I think when people like us in my age group who have played their innings, who have retired, and if somebody mentions that AI is taking our jobs or is likely to take jobs, or IBM has cut off 7,000 people or so on, perhaps that doesn't hurt me as an individual as much as those who want to enter into the profession, because you are concerned, and rightly so, about your future. And you would be very much within your right to ask this question that why I am pursuing higher education, why I am doing PhD, when a robo is likely to teach in the class and the universities are not likely to hire a teacher. To you, I would like to assure, I have also been thinking about this topic, but then I realized that the whole economy and the business operates on one presumption, and that presumption is that there are buyers of their products in the market. These buyers have purchasing power in their pockets, and we are adding value and providing value, and these people would come, buy our products, they will be happy, gratified, satisfied, and I will be making my business. Supposing for a moment, I assume that AI takes over all the jobs. And it is a possibility that nearly 99% of the jobs which presently human beings do, AI could become capable of doing those jobs. But the AI robo and the machine learnings, they don't have desires to buy food, clothes, drive cars, demand various kinds of necessities and luxuries. All right? So we will all have no money in our pocket to go to any restaurant, to go to any malls, to go to any shops. So what will happen to the business? They will all close down. It means it is in the vested interest of the business also to ensure that people somehow get money to be able to buy our products and services. And you must have all heard about some experiment going on about universal basic income. तो इस बात की पूरी संभावना है कि रोबो सारे काम करें, जीडीपी की ग्रोथ होती रहे, नेशनल इनकम बढ़ती रहे, पर कैपिटा इनकम नोशनली बढ़ती रहे, लेकिन उस केस में ये जो सारे इंडस्ट्री, बिजनेस, गवर्नमेंट जो प्रेजेंट डे एम्प्लॉयर हैं, उन्हें सारे जीडीपी को शायद इक्वली डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करना पड़ेगा हम लोगों के बीच में, ताकि हम लोग उस पैसे से जाकर के चीजें खरीद सकें और बिजनेस सरवाइव कर सकें। तो ये तो जन्नत का तस्वुर है कि बगैर कुछ किए आपको सब कुछ मिलेगा, नदियां बह रही होंगी, नहर बह रही होगी, तो आप लोग बहुत ज्यादा परेशान नहीं हो। The heaven is likely to be before you this way or that way. In any way, just to assure you, there is a general belief that what is created cannot overgrow the creator. Human beings are the only ones who have somehow feel that now I can overgrow the creator. So we are all causing all the kinds of damages to the nature. Maybe artificial intelligence, because it is created by human, I personally do not think that it will dominate the scenario in such a manner that it will take over those who have created them. Yes, the nature of job would change, the workplace requirements would change, the style of teaching will have to change. If I'm learning from the source and just communicating it to you, then the AI would be able to communicate it far better than we do by learning from the books. Maybe we may then have to make people think. There is a debate, most probably Praveen would share. There are two schools of thought that what will the future universities look like. So some people visualize future university with all high-tech gadgets, etc. And they say that it will be all connected networked, technology-driven kind of higher education. But a dominant school of thought says that future universities would be those which would go back to chalk and talk method, which make students and teachers think. So develop this ability of thinking, and I assure you that you will not become unemployable. Thinking is something which so far AI has not been able to do. AI is learning from the repository of all the knowledge that exists and is reproducing based on the question and the prompt that you give. Maybe there is a possibility that it may also start thinking, because the other day I read that now the AI could be capable to contrive and conspire to kill people. So that possibility exists. So when AI start thinking, that would be the time to worry. For the time being, you are a student, you are a scholar, you have a mission before you, you pursue your mission, and don't be afraid that these technological disruptions would make you worthless, useless for the society. That is not going to happen soon. I once again thank you all, congratulate all the participants, and again welcome all the dignitaries sitting here on the dais. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. And now we are honored to welcome Professor Praveen Sinha, Professor of Accounting at California State University, Long Beach, USA. With over 2 decades of experience, he has taught at renowned institutions such as Cornell University and Chapman University. His research interests include accounting, capital markets, econometrics, and business administration.
Thank you very much for the introduction and inviting me here. You'll very soon figure out that I'm an accidental speaker. But I was asked to speak on the topic, which is business research and its relevance to society. I think you'll be totally bored if I start that. Can you hear me? Okay. Is it better? Can you hear better now? Okay. So I was asked to speak on business research and its relevance to society. I don't think you'll be interested in listening to any of that, right? Are you? I think we should have more fun rather than talk about these serious topics, right? Yeah, that we can spend half an hour, even an hour, and never get to it. So I'll respect the wishes of the speakers and try to find a middle way. Okay? So how is the research relevant to the society or the business research? One way to think about is that research leads to better business outcomes. Better business outcomes lead to a better society. You can have a lot of debates on this, but on an average, all of you sitting in a business school will agree with that. That better business performance leads to better outcomes for the society, and research can be a bit catalyst. So there are different kinds of research. I'm sure you heard in this with the speakers in the previous sessions. A lot of big data was talked about probably. So I'm going to talk a little bit about slightly different aspect of it. And I'm going to talk about the whole concept of academic research, how academic research plays a role. So I'll try to tell you a little bit of stories, couple of stories, and hopefully that'll be enough for this topic. So you must have learned that people do research in the companies to come up with better products, provide better services, right? Amazon uses data all the time to give better recommendation to the customers. This is normal. Business research happens all the time. When there's academic research, those of you who are doing PhDs, how does academic research play a role in this process? So I'll tell you 2 stories, and both of them will be, you might have heard of them, you may not have heard of them. So think about the airlines. I took a flight yesterday from Delhi to Lucknow, non-stop flight. How do the airlines decide which flights to offer? Should they offer a direct flight between Delhi and Bombay? Probably yes. How about Kanpur and Lucknow? Kanpur and Ahmedabad? Kanpur and Name anything, Ahmedabad. How do the airlines decide that? So I'll give you the examples I've chosen for you are of Indian academics who have contributed in a way that you will probably not be aware of. In the US, when the airline industry got deregulated, the big issue became how do the companies maximize the profit and offer the services that give them the best outcome in terms of the bottom line. So there was a scientist by the name Karmakar at AT&T Bell Labs. He came with an algorithm, a way how the airlines can maximize the profit, minimize the cost. And if you go to US, you'll find all the airlines have a common model. If you have to go from point A to point B, you will go through point C, and that is called hub. He came with this concept of spoken hub purely from academic research. And that academic research translated into a business model, and that's what made all the airlines so profitable. So that's one example in which you will see an academic research, which is very obscure, population academic journals eventually plays a role in the real business setting and is the dominant model right now. Second example, a lot of you look quite young, so you may not know. But the dot-com happened around 2000. And if you remember, there were a lot of search engines at that time that came out. Yahoo was one of them. Lycos was another. And it was a horrible experience because you search for a word and you'll get 10 very odd answers. Till one day Google came about and it changed everything. Yahoo, Lycos, they were all out of business. So how did Google came up with that idea? That was Professor Rajiv Motwani at Stanford University, who came with the idea of a search engine, optimized by looking at the keywords. And Google has become the biggest company in the business right now, as you know it. So the point which I was trying to make here is that academic research can also translate into business outcomes. And a lot of these business outcomes can be earth-shattering, like we saw in the case of Google or in the entire airline industry. So I do not know how what I told you fits with the conference, because as I am sort of like an accidental speaker, but I tried my best to bring to you something that may be of interest to you. So that's all I will say at this time. All of you who are doing PhD, I will strongly encourage you to think about academic research. It does add a lot of value in the long run. I've written papers which have been of relevance in the stock markets, primarily because from an academic lens, you think differently, rather than from the lens of simply trying to solve a problem for a business. So keep in mind that there are two different ways. One is company-based, need-based research, like Amazon does all the time. And there's an academic research, which is above and beyond everything. And it can play a role also in the industry. So I'll stop at that. I won't take too much of your time. I hope it fits to some extent with the purpose you came here for this conference. I'm not so sure, but I'll try my best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. It is our honor to now invite Professor Rajkumar Mittal, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Baba Saheb Bhimrao Ambedkar University, Lucknow, to kindly address the audience. With over 35 years of experience in teaching, research, and academic administration, Sir's leadership has seen significant advancements in academic and infrastructural development. He is also a member of the University Grants Commission and has contributed to various educational reforms and initiatives. Sir, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much, and good afternoon to all of you. Very respected Professor Furkan Kamar Sahab, with whom I have 2 decades of association, and like for many others, he has been a sort of mentor for persons like me. We have been learning so much from him, and credit goes to him for transforming AIU substantially becoming a think tank and you can say a platform for discussion on various issues confronting higher education in the university setup. And thank you, sir, for inviting me here and giving me this opportunity to be in this beautiful campus. And very respected Professor Praveen Sinha Sahab, Professor Masood Hussain Siddiqui ji, Professor Sangeeta Sahu, Professor Amit Kumar Singh, who is Dean Faculty of Management Studies in our university, and Dr. Rajiv Ranjan ji, all other dignitaries present here, participants and dear students. I remember, I think in 2011, I visited the old campus of this integral university when I was the Vice Chancellor at Tirthankar Mahavir University at Muradabad. So within, I think, these 14 years or so, this institute has grown tremendously at an exponential rate, which shows the hard work and the vision exhibited by the founders. So I'm very happy. And also, I think the Indian economy has grown in such a fashion. In the last 1 decade or so, it has transformed itself significantly to meet the challenges of the global, emerging global businesses, economies, and so forth. And so has changed the management scenario and changing very fastly in India and abroad. We all know that today the size of the Indian economy is slightly more than $4 trillion economy, and the Honorable Prime Minister has laid down the various ambitious objective vision before the nation of converting it by 2047, when India would be completing 100 years of its independence, to be a Viksit Bharat developed economy. So roughly, it is a big challenge. We have to multiply our GDP size by, say, 7 to 8 times. And $30 trillion is the normal. People say that Indian economy has to grow by 8, more than 8% or even that. And presently, it is 6.5% or so. So it is a big challenge. But the pace with which we are adjusting to the challenges, to the global challenges, which are led by innovation, digitalization, entrepreneurial-led development, green economy, infrastructure-led development, we believe that we would soon, or by 2047 or nearby to that, we will be able to achieve this ambitious target of a $30 trillion economy. But at the same time, when we say Bharat or India to be a Viksit country, developed nation, then we have to address simultaneously certain challenges. And those challenges are like the first challenge is like how to speed up the growth rate to 8-9%. Already we have 6.5%, but this is insufficient to reach to the target. So definitely there are certain triggers and there are certain areas which we can focus upon. I will touch upon them. There are challenges like this. The biggest challenge before us is that how this development has to be employment oriented. The biggest challenge before the youth today is that unemployment exists in the country. And people, CMI 2025 data says that it may be 7% or 6%, sometimes it is fluctuating, but it is a fact. And economic survey also says that more than 70 lakhs jobs every year in the non-farm sector has to be created annually if we have to match to the addition to the labor force which will be taking. So roughly 1 crore jobs needs to be created. And looking at the present capacity, I don't think that as far as the government or organized sector is concerned, we will be near to that. So therefore, I feel, and already process is there, that entrepreneurship is the right way to create employment, or we can say self-employment and entrepreneurship. This is the one route which can take us or make the country a Viksit Bharat, developed nation. Now, already we know more than the startup culture already has initiated in the country, and more than 1 lakh startups are there. Around 115 unicorns are there, and more than 250 billion billion worth has been created by these unicorns. And ours is the third largest startup culture in the world. So the point simply I'm making is that how youth, instead of having the mentality of job seeking, could be converted into the job creator mentality. This is a challenge. And sir, we have tried in our own way at Bhiwani, Chaudhary Bansilal University. I was there. And we in a way promoted the student that while you study, start doing some part-time business activity, learn, earn, and read and do the things. Now it was a big challenge. Initially, I could identify only 25 or 25 students. But when I left the university, more than 200 students were there who were earning approximately 1 lakh per month also in our university and in our colleges. So this is my, advice to the young student that in foreign countries, Sinha Saab would verify, Professor sir will also verify that students, whenever our Indian student go abroad, they start earning, they start working, and education is more practical. But in India, we wait up to PhD degree and then finally think of entering into the job market. Then it is too late. We are not in a position to take risk, energy level, and everything decreases at that time. So it is the right time that students should learn, earn simultaneously, and develop the mindset of being an entrepreneur. हमारा एक कॉमन फ्रेंड सर ने अभी बताया, पुरी साहब थे हमारे सर, बाहर BSNL के उस पे कुछ वो फोन करने जाते थे, STD। पुरी साहब के 2 बच्चे छोटे छोटे वहां पर वो बूथ को मैनेज करते थे, छोटे छोटे 7वीं 8वीं में। वो पढ़ भी रहे थे और वो बिजनेस भी कर रहे थे, अपना काम भी कमा रहे थे। एंड अल्टीमेटली दे बिकम एंटरप्रेन्योर. They are having so many multiple businesses and they are successful. So this is how they gained the confidence. So this is the need of the hour. 20% of the world youth reside in India. Largest 37 crore or roughly 40 crore youth resides in India, and all could not be provided job unless and until they provide the jobs to the other. How this problem of unemployment or employability could be addressed. And fortunately, in small tier 1, tier 2, छोटे शहरों में students are coming forward. The educational institution, government, UP government itself have this CM Yuva scheme, through which government funds up to 5 lakhs and more than that without any guarantee, etc. So many schemes are there. The point simply is that entrepreneurship is one through which this unemployment or employability aspect can be properly handled, because we have the untrained type of untrained type of worker, and therefore vocationalization, skill development, this has to be given a priority to this properly upskill labor force, so that it could play a meaningful role in the developmental process. So this is one perspective which I would like to suggest. The second is like uh, inequality. Inequality, growth is taking place. Everyone understand. But at the same time, the inequalities are also increasing. Worldwide, within India, rural, urban, everywhere, inequalities are also increasing. And the result is that social tensions and exclusiveness that takes place in this process. So how to have inclusive growth, how all sections of society, including women and other people, they contribute to this developmental process to make India a developed nation. That is the challenge. Gini coefficient, which is measure of inequality, it is 0.65, which is highest in the one of the highest in the world. So also uh, few urban center like Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, and I used to say that if anyone has to any youth has to seek a job, then automatically where he think of, go to Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, Pune, Gurugram, bus, matter ends. Most of the jobs are in these few cities, but this will not, you can say, meet our needs. We need job center, growth center at different places where student can get easily the employment after graduating. So this is what is required. And globally also we find that top 10 global companies, they contribute 50% of the world GDP. Nvidia जो company है ये global 50% its market capitalization is equivalent to Indian economy, more than $4 trillion. So inequalities are growing, and again I think the solution to this is like how this growth process could be made more inclusive by giving you can say incentive for women to participate. Women participation is also relatively weak in India. So how this can be promoted, and how small businesses could be promoted. MSME sector holds a promise here, like MSME sector, which in which around 11 crore people are engaged. It contributes up to 30% of the India's GDP. So how to promote MSME sector, how to promote skill, how to upgrade the skills of the people, how to make this entrepreneurial journey, how to small businesses are converted into big businesses. This process that can fuel the growth process and take up India to the next level by 2047. So that is what is required. And the third or fourth issue which I would like to focus is like environmental challenges. Worldwide growth is taking place, everything is taking place, but we all know it is at the cost of compromising with the environmental. We have extracted the minerals, metals, and other resources from the planet Earth, and just to meet out our growing needs. And as a result of this, the capacity of the Earth to fulfill the growing needs, that has almost exhausted. Already we have crossed that safe limit, and as a result, we find so many earthquakes and other so many the quality of land, quality of soil, quality of this water, air, all have been polluted. All have been polluted. So in India also, like due to environmental degradation, 5.7% of GDP per annum we lose. This much is the damage which has been done. And India, fortunately, the present government has started this process of focusing on this renewable sources of energy. And today, the renewable installed capacity is 43% of the total capacity, which means gradually we are exceeding the commitment which we have made to the world, that by 2070 we would be net zero carbon. 2070 we would be net zero carbon, and 50% by 2030. We already have exceeded those types of target, and we are progressing very well as far as solar energy is concerned, wind energy is concerned, biofuel, gas, Ujjwala scheme, and that all such type of things. We are promoting the non-renewable sources of energy, which is helping, and the hydrogen gas mission and other missions which this present government has started. I believe this transition will help us reaching our target and making the growth process more and more environmental friendly. So that is the another. The another factor which all previous speakers have spoken about: artificial intelligence, digitalization. Our is a fast digitalized economy, and this digitalization has fueled the growth process. All innovation, whether it is edutech, health tech, financial, fintech, all such type of e-governance, governance, all such type of initiative, they are led by the technology. All this is led by the innovation, technology, digitalization, and worldwide UPI transaction is the maximum in India, 18 lakhs per a month, 18 lakh crore per month, which is the highest. So therefore, this digitalization process needs to be further strengthened, made more, you can say, inclusive, in the sense that digitalization should also include the rural area, and all ethical and fraud related issues which Professor Amit Kumar ji has mentioned and all others have mentioned. This needs to be properly taken care of. So the another thing I just would like to say is that we need to focus on R&D. R&D is the major area through which innovation, all routes of growth, sources of growth, they emerge. But unfortunately, in India, we spend very less, 0.7% of the GDP, which is very less. And people say it should be 2.5% or more than that. How it could be? Private sector participation is very less. Largely, this R&D effort, they are government initiated or in the government university. So how private sector initiative takes place in R&D? Unless and R&D takes place, I think we will not sustain this growth process of innovation, startup, and other this digitalization process which is taking place. So all these factors, they need to be, I think, taken care of, and I am very sure that all government steps towards sustaining this growth, towards inclusiveness, reducing inequality, promoting green digital transformation, strengthening governance which is based on IT and digitalization, that will help us reach our target to be a Viksit Bharat by 2047. So with these few words, I thank again Integral Business School for inviting me to this one. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. And now, to present the reporter's summary, may I once again invite Dr. Rajiv Ranjan, Dean and Head of Integral Business School.
So thank you, Janab and Martin, once again for this opportunity. So respected delegates on the dais, here I present the rapporteur summary for the conference. So we were able to invite almost 87 registrations for the conference, and including the co-authors, there were 100 plus authors who actually participated in the conference. I am also delightful to tell you that across these 4 tracks, 20 plus papers each were presented, and the most interesting aspect of it is that our master's and bachelor's students have also participated as presenters, and sometimes if not as presenters but as audience. So that has actually enhanced the beauty of this conference and the will to learn. The willingness to learn among our master's and bachelor's students is something which is very commendable during this whole conference. So that is there. So if I look at the participation which has come up, so participation has come up from University of Lucknow, Baba Saheb Bhimrao Ambedkar University, ERA University, our own doctoral scholars and masters and bachelor's students from Integral University have warmly participated in the conference. We have also been able to invite participations from states as far as Kerala, and also some of the our collaborators from Hungary has also participated in the conference. We have been able to bring out a souvenir of abstracts, and there are 5 to 6 conference outlets and publication outlets which are expected, which is one of the important aspects of any conference. What I would like to highlight here, and I would like to borrow from Professor Praveen Sinha, he highlighted on with using the 2 examples of the hub and spoke model, as well as the Google as a search engine, to highlight this fact that academic research is actually useless research. And why I am using this word, I am borrowing this from a research paper, the usefulness of useless knowledge. But the importance of useless knowledge is very much. What it provides actually is conceptual clarity. And in the age of AI in which we are moving, we don't know what we will think about, but we at least know that thinking is extremely important. So learning to think is extremely important, and that is what academic conferences like these train you for. They train you to think about aspects which you have never thought about, or they enlighten you to new ways of thinking. So that is extremely important. If I look at the emerging themes, integration of technology, but along with ethics is a very important theme that has come out. Another is using sustainability as an ingrained strategy is another theme that has come out, and democratization of knowledge, as our honorable chief guest for the event, Dr. R.K. Mittal, also pointed out that digital transformation has to be ethically guided. So whatever growth is happening, it should also enhance the Gini coefficient. So that is extremely important in the positive direction. So with all this, I will like to acknowledge our Office of the Honorable Chancellor, as well as the additional Pro-Chancellor, IIPSR, for their vision and support for this conference. Our Honorable Vice Chancellor, who could not be here because of other engagements, Professor Furkan Kamar, our Chief Advisor, for his inspiring guidance always. Our partner university, Széchenyi István University, for this academic collaboration. And I think first time a Lucknow-based university is organizing a conference which is parallelly happening at 2 places. So that is extremely important. We also had couple of, so the conference happened for 3 days, sir. On the first day, there were 2 pre-conference workshops. One was on AI in business, that was taken care of by Dr. Christopher, who is an expert from Germany who joined in, and also publishing in high quality journals. There was a workshop again conducted. So these are some of the events which has happened, and I am very much hopeful that with all this academic collaboration, what is going to happen, new ways of thinking is going to come out, new collaboration is going to happen, because no educative process is ever the end. It is always the beginning of more education, more learning, and more importantly, more living. So thank you very much. And I think Professor Gaurav will now give the vote of thanks.
Thank you very much, sir. And now we open the floor for the reflections and feedback from our esteemed participants and delegates. Their active engagement has enriched this conference throughout.
Passionate and very honored to present this paper in this great opportunity given by Integral University, and we being a Thanks for giving this.
Thank you very much for having a great session of conference. What I personally feel that in span of 3 days, it's a matter of pride that I have listened like-minded people, and it's a very different experience that like-minded people have shown their experience. If I multiply with my age, it will take lots of time to learn. So thank you for coming and giving visionary ideas. So besides being a scholar, research scholar, I've also learned how to contribute to society. Thank you very much.
Hello, good evening. It's a pleasure to give feedback on the conference. I research scholar Nabil Mujtaba, who had also done BCom honors from this university only. When the department is combined, commerce and management, we had a conference in main building in 2018. There was a panel discussion which should also be there. This is my personal feedback to the committee member and the organizer. There should be a panel discussion apart from only delivering as speeches, because panel discussion leads to creation of new ideas, innovative mindset. So thank you, that's all.
Good afternoon and good evening to one and all, the persons who are on the dais and off the dais. As a feedback, I am also the participant of this conference, but the idea was of organizing a collaborative conference starts in the month of March, when the professors from Hungary visited this campus, and they proposed a collaborative work with the department. And at that time, Professor Sinra has proposed to organize a conference in the month of October with the department. And I still remember on that day, it was a holiday because of the Ramzan, and Professor Furkan Kamar is also there on that meeting with Professor Rajiv Ranjan, and they well accepted this proposal for organizing the event in the department. And with this, the session which we are seeing today in the last 3 days comes into a picture, and the reality starts in the month of March. So this is a very long journey, because we are not seeing the valedictory session today. There are a lot of hard work, lot of initiatives taken by the Professor Rajiv Ranjan, Professor Shahid Bazar, Professor Asma Farooq, to make this reality, the dreams which comes into the reality. I have attended so many conferences in Integral University also, and apart from the Integral also, but this is the first conference where I have attended, seeing that 88 participants had registered for the conference, and all the 88 participants had delivered the presentation over a physical form or an online form. This is not only a small thing, but this is a big task that we have achieved in just 2.5 days. And with this, there are various session chairs and co-chairs, not from the Integral University only, but they are from Hungary universities. They have given a valuable input on our presentation, which will help us to accelerate our research in a new, better direction. Thank you.
Good evening, respected honorable chairpersons, respected faculty members, and fellow delegates. My name is Preeti Yadav. I am research scholar at Integral University. I got the opportunity to attend this international conference on business and economics. I also got the opportunity to present my paper and also share my ideas with fellow research scholars and further other research scholars from outside the countries. Thank you for the opportunity. And also I got the opportunity, and the session was well structured and enriching for myself to be upgraded with the upgraded recent technologies also. Thank you.
Thank you very much. As we move to one of the most awaited moments of this afternoon, it is time to acknowledge the dedication, enthusiasm, and active participation of our students who have contributed immensely to the success of the conference. These certificates are symbols of effort, learning, and growth. We now begin the certificate distribution ceremony. To commence this segment, may I request Professor Rajkumar Mittal, Vice Chancellor Baba Saheb Bhimrao Ambedkar University, to kindly grace the stage and present certificates to the following students. Shaheen Qureshi, Shaili Qureshi, and Adil Kamal. Okay. Okay. Fawzia Fatima. Now I'd like to request Professor Furqan Kamar, Chief Advisor to the Chancellor Integral University, to kindly present certificates to Fawzia Fatima and Muhammad Hamza Khan. May I now request Professor Praveen Sinha, Professor of Accounting, California State University, Long Beach, to please present certificates to Komal Verma and Preeti Yadav. Saima Ansar and Sumbul Javed, please be present. Next, may I invite Professor Amit Kumar Singh, Head and Dean, School of Management and Commerce, Baba Saheb Bhimrao Ambedkar Central University, to present certificates to Saima Ansar and Sumbul Javed. Soumya Mishra and Nabil Mujtaba, please be ready. May I now request Professor Masood Hussain Siddiqui, University of Lucknow, to kindly come forward and present certificates to Soumya Mishra and Nabil Mujtaba. May I now request Professor Sangeeta Sahu, Head and Dean, Faculty of Management Studies, University of Lucknow, to kindly grace the stage and present certificates to Sufia Mirza and Jyoti Khare. Sufia Mirza and Jyoti Khare. Yatharth Kumar and Mohammad Danial, please be present. Lastly, we invite Professor Rajiv Ranjan, Dean and Head, Integral Business School, to honor the following students with certificates: Yatharth Kumar and Mohammad Danial. Please give a big round of applause for all these amazing researchers. Moving ahead, as a token of our deep appreciation and gratitude, we now move on to the memento distribution ceremony, a gesture to honor our esteemed guests and dignitaries for gracing this occasion with their presence and invaluable contributions. To begin, I would like to request Ms. Sunizia to kindly assist Professor Furqan Kamar Sir, Chief Advisor to the Chancellor, Integral University, Lucknow, in presenting the memento to Professor Rajkumar Mittal, Vice Chancellor, Baba Saheb Bhimrao Ambedkar University. Thank you so much. Next, I would like to invite Ms. Manvi to please come forward and assist Professor Dr. Rajiv Ranjan, Dean and Head, Integral Business School, in presenting the memento to Professor Furqan Kamar Sir, Chief Advisor to the Chancellor, Integral University. Next, I would like to request Ms. Neha to please come forward and assist Professor Furqan Kamar in presenting the memento to Professor Praveen Sinha, Professor of Accounting, California State University, Long Beach, USA. I now request Ms. Atya to come forward and assist Professor Dr. Rajiv Ranjan, Dean and Head, Integral Business School, in presenting the memento to Professor Masood Hussain Siddiqui, University of Lucknow. Next, I would like to request Ms. Neha to please come forward and assist Professor Dr. Rajiv Ranjan, Dean and Head, Integral Business School, in presenting the memento to Professor Amit Kumar Singh, Head and Dean, School of Management and Commerce, Baba Saheb Bhim Rao Ambedkar Central University. Lastly, may I now request Ms. Atya to kindly assist Professor Dr. Rajiv Ranjan, Dean and Head, Integral Business School, in presenting the memento to Professor Sangeeta Sahu, Head and Dean, Faculty of Management Studies, University of Lucknow. Please give a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to all our dignitaries for accepting these tokens of appreciation, and to our faculty and coordinators for facilitating this ceremony so gracefully.
As we approach the conclusion of this inspiring session, it is time to express our sincere gratitude. We now invite Dr. Gaurav Bisaria, Associate Professor of Integral Business School, Integral University, to deliver the vote of thanks. Dr. Gaurav Bisaria is an Associate Professor of the Department of Business and Management at Integral University. With over 24 years of experience in management education, his expertise encompasses marketing management and research methodology. He has contributed to various academic publications and has been actively involved in shaping the curriculum and research initiatives of Integral University.
After having such fabulous lectures from such big dignitaries, it becomes very difficult to bind the people for last 10, 15 or 5 minutes. But still, it's a custom, so we have to follow. Very good evening to the dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, faculty members, research scholars, and my dear students. So we have reached to the end of the International Conference on Business and Economics, organized by Integral Business School in collaboration with Széchenyi István University, Hungary. It is a matter of immense pleasure and pride to reflect on the success of this enriching academic event. Over the past days, we have witnessed an inspiring confluence of ideas, research, and perspectives that have deepened understanding of the global business and economic landscape shaped by AI, sustainability, and digital transformation. On behalf of the organizing committee and Integral Business School, I express my deepest gratitude to esteemed dignitaries for gracing this occasion with their presence, insights, and encouragement. We are profoundly honored by the vision and blessings of Professor Syed Wasim Akhtar sir, founder and chancellor, Integral University, whose leadership continues to guide us towards excellence. A heartfelt thanks to Syed Adnan Akhtar sir, additional pro-chancellor, Integral University, for his dynamic support and commitment to innovation and academic growth. We are equally grateful to our chief guest, Professor Rajkumar Mittal sir, Vice Chancellor, Baba Saheb Bhim Rao Ambedkar University, Lucknow, for his gracious presence and invaluable insights that have enriched the conference. And rightly said by him that the concept which he has given to the students and to the research scholars, that is learn, earn, and eat and develop Viksit Bharat by 2047. Special thanks to a special guest, that is Praveen Sinha sir, Professor of Accounting, California State University, USA, for his valuable presence and insightful contributions and speaking on quality research. We also express deep respect and thanks to Professor Furkan Kamar sir, Chief Advisor to the Honorable Chancellor, for his scholarly wisdom and continued mentorship, which greatly inspire the academic community of Integral University. We are privileged to have joined by a guest of honor. So in this series, heartfelt gratitude to Professor Sangeeta Sahu ma'am, Dean and Head, Faculty of Management Studies, University of Lucknow, for her encouraging words and thoughtful participation, which added depth to the academic discussions. We are deeply thankful to Professor Amit Kumar Singh sir, Dean and Head, School of Management and Commerce, Baba Saheb Bhimrao Ambedkar University, Lucknow, for his inspiring address and for sharing perspectives that broaden the scope of this conference. And sir, Amit Kumar Singh sir, we were tired working for last 3 days, and your short motivation story of AI Auntie Ji was really a motivating factor for us. A special note of appreciation to Dr. Rajiv Ranjan sir, Dean and Head, Integral Business School, for his visionary leadership, continuous guidance, and pivotal role in the successful organization of this international event. A sincere note of appreciation is also due to our conference partners, Széchenyi István University, Hungary, eminent speakers, delegates, organizer Dr. Syed Shahid Mazhar sir and his team members, faculty members, research scholars, and student volunteers for their active participation and support. Special thanks are extended to the technical staff, maintenance staff, peons, and all those people who were directly or indirectly associated with the success of this conference. Thanks to Martin and Zanab for comparing the event for continuously last 3 days. So as we conclude, let us carry forward the spirit of collaboration and learning that has defined this event. May the ideas exchanged here continue to inspire meaningful research, innovation, and partnerships that contribute to a sustainable and equitable global future. In the end, it is rightly been said, and which I like to convey to you all, which was being quoted in the play of William Shakespeare, all's well that ends well. So with this, once again, I'm thankful to all of you. Thanks. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of India.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
I would like to request everybody to please move out of the room to just get a picture group photo clicked. Thank you very much.